would say. So there's no black and white when it comes to sexual orientation from a scientific perspective.
So humans came from Africa 200,000 years ago. Our species of humans. There have been other species of humans, but our species of humans. Oh, girl, I'll get into it. Our species, Homo sapiens, came from Africa 200,000 years ago. They spread out from Africa all across the world from there. First things first, the very first humans were black, and that's because we don't have fur, a lot of body hair, right? We don't have this hair all over here. And if you don't have a lot of melanin, melanin is really good at protecting you from sunburns. The UV light from the sun is what gives you a sunburn. It also destroys folate. When you take prenatal vitamins and things like that, it destroys this folic acid in your skin. And if you don't have that, your baby's gonna be born with spinal deformities like spinal bifida. And so, spina bifida, sorry, not spinal. So you, right, the first humans developed dark skin so that you could have healthy babies. Then my ancestors went way up north and there isn't a lot of direct sunlight. If you don't have enough UV light, you can't develop a vitamin D. Vitamin D is not actually a vitamin, it's a hormone, and it develops bones, is one of the cool things that it does. And so if you don't have a lot of sunlight, then you don't get enough vitamin D, you have really weak rubbery bones, you get what's called rickets. And so we got lighter skin so we could have strong bones. Every defining racial characteristic, it's just evolution. And what's another really important thing is that there was what we call a bottleneck event about 100,000 years ago. A bottleneck event means you have a mass, almost extinction level event where the huge amount of the population dies off. And you have all this genetic diversity. Imagine like a bottle full of multicolored beads, and then you just shake the bottle a couple of times, and only a few colors get out. This is a bottleneck. And then only these few beads that came out, that's what diversified, that's what repopulates. So all these other colors are gone. So with humans, that's our genome. We have this huge genetic diversity, and then we had a near extinction event, and a lot of that genetic diversity is gone, and what's left is just the little bit that we have left is what's spread out. Humans are a laughably inbred species. You could take two chimpanzees, they are more genetically diverse than any two humans, absolutely. We are one of the least genetically diverse species in the world. And what's really, really fascinating is because that bottleneck event happened after we already left Africa. You can take any two black Africans, any two, they will be more diverse, farther apart than if you were to take a Norwegian and someone from Thailand. They will be more closely related than any random two black Africans. Wow. Because we lost that genetic diversity, and those racial characteristics are part of that genetic diversity that we lost. They don't make sense. So like, it's nonsense. And it was only put into place because here in America, remember we talked about humanization, we had to say, hey, these humans aren't really human, so let's find something. What's the most...
That was in there.
Yes, it absolutely was. It's in the Constitution, it's in the Declaration. We talked about natives as savages. It's in our founding documents, is this dehumanizing language. So we had these people here. Well, we can't continue to justify treating humans like they're not humans.
Unless we just say they're not human. Then that's
exactly. What's the easiest way to identify them? They look awfully tan. Write it down, and that's it. And that's where you have this immense history, not just chattel slavery, but all after that, where we have segregation laws and Jim Crow laws and these the whole the grocery bag laws, all these different things. Absolutely. The one drop idea. If you have one drop of black blood, that means that you're...
Oh, I forgot all about that.
The one drop of white blood law. What is that? You have somebody like the President Barack Obama, who rightfully identifies as black because he's half black. Why don't you have a lot of crazy white, right-wing people saying, no, he's really white because he's half white. Therefore, he's on our side.
Why? Side.
Exactly.
One side is supportive. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Why is it that these people are saying, no, he's black and therefore it's bad? They could easily make the argument on their side and say he's good, but they don't because it's the same one drop rule. It's ridiculous. So these are nonsense.
And it's one-sided to fit a narrative.
Exactly. It's one-sided to fit a narrative.
And the superiority, the illusion of superiority.
The exact same way that we do with heteronormativity. the exact same way that it's race, it's you have to be white, straight, cisgendered, male.
Preferably male, yeah.
Yes, that is the the master class, and everybody else is some level of subordinate.
That's subnormal.
And that's where we get this whole concept of intersectionality.
Yeah.
You don't have black problems and gay problems. You have black gay problems.
Right.
It's a totally different, a completely different animal.
Yeah.
For me, I am white, heterosexual male. I have no problems.
And let me tell you what is so wonderful about that before we continue this conversation. And this is what I think is important for our generation, because I think our generation and the generation coming behind us, we're the ones that can do this, is that we can own what it is that we have.
Yeah.
And we can own the side of our street that we live on.
Yes.
I'm not here for you to feel sorry for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm by far.
I wouldn't be doing this interview if you did. I wouldn't be.
I don't need you to feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
I don't need your sympathy, and I don't need you to mourn and grieve and grovel on the floors if you've done something horrible to me. What I do need you to do is own the fact, which you do, the fact that yes, as a white, heterosexual male, your life is 1,000 times easier than mine as a black, gay male here in America. It's just us owning what we have.
Yeah.
Owning the I have advantages that people in the trans community don't have.